Joining me today is the decorated Laura Stacey. Laura, thank you so much for hopping on.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
You've had an extremely successful career so far, from the NCAA to becoming a professional hockey player, as well as 2 Olympic medals. What would you say the highlight has been for you so far?
I mean, I think it's hard to top winning an Olympic gold medal. It was a pretty amazing experience. I think it's something a lot of little girls dream of when we're so young, and that's all we know, and that's all we see on TV. And so I think that is definitely something that I'm never going to be able to forget, and one of those surreal type of moments. But I think there's plenty of moments in my career that have kind of noteworthy stand out, or something that I'm going to remember, and it generally has to do with that team or that group that we did it with. But I would definitely say winning gold in Beijing is probably a highlight of my career.
Definitely. As lots of people know, the OHL and the PWHPA are partnering up for a showcase weekend starting on February 10th. What could you tell the fans that they should be expecting?
Yeah, I think what I would tell the fans is that it's awesome hockey. I think we are really excited to partner with the OHL. I think it's just a great mix of the two brands. I think we love supporting men's hockey, and we love watching whether it's the World Juniors, the OHL, AHL, NHL. I think the two of us, men's and women's, have been working really hard together to promote growing the game in all facets of what that means. And if that is specifically women's hockey, then obviously that benefits us. But just the game itself in general. And I think to all the fans coming out, I think you should expect some high-paced, fast competition. I think it's some of the best women's hockey players in the world. Specifically, there's a lot of North American hockey players, but I think it's an amazing competition, and I think that's been the best thing that I've been noticing about the PWHPA this season, is just how good every single game is. Day in and day out, the players are showing up to compete, and it's really fun to play in.
What would you say is the significance from getting those more traditional OHL cities and fan bases some exposure into the PWHPA?
Yeah, I think it's different. I think it's different hockey game. Obviously, we don't want to compare men's and women's all the time, but I think a lot of people, when they get the chance to watch women's hockey, they're surprised at how great and how exciting the game truly is. And everybody wants to watch Canada, U.S. at the Olympics, but all of those players are playing year-round all the time on these regular league teams, and that's exactly what the PWHPA is trying to do, is trying to give players the chance to play a professional game, not just every 4 years when the Olympics happens, but every single day throughout those quads during the training process. And I think even if you've never seen a women's hockey game before, I think just come on out, fill the seats, give it a try, support something so much bigger than just a game. And I think it's just you'll enjoy it, and I think you'll be surprised about how good the hockey game can be, but also how much fun you'll have in the stands.
For those little girls who have been exposed to the OHL games, but not so much the PWHPA games, what advice do you have for those girls out there who are looking at your career and hoping to be you someday?
Yeah, I think to those little girls, I would tell them to keep on believing and keep on dreaming. I think one of our big mottos with the PWHPA is, if you can see it, you can be it. And that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to get to these different markets. We're trying to get to the OHL markets, the AHL markets, even to cities that might not necessarily have hockey teams, to show little girls and little boys what we're doing, what we're trying to do, and give them a chance to see it. Because if they can see it in person, if they can see it live, maybe they can dream it more and hope to be there one day. And from my perspective, I never really got to watch women's hockey. I only saw it on TV at the Olympics, and that was my first exposure to it, and that opened my eyes. And I said, "Whoa, what if I could be there too?" And if I had the chance to go to a hockey game and see it in person, I think that would be even more of an eye opener, or a process to start a dream. And I think that's all you need. You need a little spark. You need to be able to see it to hopefully one day become it and one day dream it. And so that's exactly what we're trying to do here.
And finally, to end off, what are you most looking forward to about the showcase weekend coming up?
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing all the fans. I've been to a couple of OHL games in my life, and it's always quite the atmosphere. Everybody gets pretty fired up for the home team, and I know we won't necessarily have a home team, but I hope they can just get fired up and enjoy women's hockey and growing the sport of hockey in general. And I'm excited for two great games. I think it's going to be, again, up pace, high tempo. The season's coming down to the end, to the wire, and it's a pretty tight group with these four teams we have. So I think I'm excited for obviously another great weekend of hockey, but also to be surrounded by some great fans of the OHL.
Well, Laura, thank you so much for taking the time today. I wish you all the best, and I can't wait to watch you play.
Thank you. I appreciate it.